Hey, hello everyone. It's FineDiner. We're back here, and we're gonna be ranking. We're not really ranking actually, but making a tier list of all Star Wars movies and shows that I've watched. Because it's FineDiner channel, we serve you good content, but not great. Okay, let's get started. We're gonna go in the chronological order of the movies. So if I can find it, we'll start with the Phantom Menace. Here it is. Now I think it deserves a C tier because I think it has, the classic reasons why people don't like the prequels. It has those flaws. For some reason, I can't really seem to figure out the flaws. I just find them, I guess, besides, some CGI is not very good. Jar Jar Binks is a little annoying. And I've heard people say the dialogue is bad, which hasn't been that noticeable, at least on my, I guess, watchings of the movies. But, you know. So I think it's solid. The ending lightsaber battle is easily one of the best, and yeah, I think C tier is a fair placement for it. Okay, next we have Attack of the Clones. Attack of the Clones barely gets over Phantom Menace in C tier. I wanted to put in B tier, but it's just not quite there. It does a little bit of better job than Phantom Menace, but still has some of those flaws, and it doesn't have as much interesting lightsaber battles. Well, at least sort of. It's a little different. It's a little more consistent, but there's not as many big moments for the lightsaber battles, but it's definitely good, I think. I think it's solid. There's less Jar Jar Binks, and we have Anakin. We start to see him start to go into the dark and go bad, if you will. My descriptions are insane. And yeah, next I'm gonna have to go with Revenge of the Sith, because that's the next one. And I'm a little torn. I'm not sure where to put this. I feel like A tier is a fair point for it. Because I think it's a great movie. I think it's kind of has similar flaws to its previous ones, but much less. And the story and it improves everything. Plus, just being just a climax, just everything amazing. Has the best lightsaber battles, obviously, and has a great story, and just everything with Anakin is great. And Obi-Wan, I like Obi-Wan. It's just I don't know, just really good. I feel like I want to put an S tier, but I don't feel like it's that much higher than these because they're still all somewhat similar films with what brings them down and what makes them good. But yeah, so next I'm gonna go to Obi-Wan Kenobi, the TV show, if I can find it. Oh, there it is. I thought this was, yeah, I thought this was, I'm, I thought it was, yeah, I'm not really sure. I thought it was decent. And yes, I'll put it in B tier, a very low B tier. I think it was good. I'd like the first few episodes were a little boring, and then they picked it up like a little bit later in. I mean, it's a short series, but and it got pretty interesting. I thought the stuff with Darth Vader and Obi-Wan was very cool, and I think this is definitely not anything new, but the Reva character I was not really a fan of. And it's kind of awkward how they would just kill off the Grand Inquisitor just for them to come back again, right when Reva dies, or I think that's what her name is. I forgot. It's been a while. It was like a week, bro. But and then she dies, but then she's back, and then everyone. I don't understand anymore. The last episode or the last few episodes had some flaws. And the last episode was cool. There's some goofy moments. There's definitely some things that didn't really need to happen. And I think overall it's solid and entertaining enough. So I think a low B tier might be good enough for that. Okay, then next we have Rogue One. Of the things I have watched, Rogue One I think is an A tier. Now that I've realized, I think I'm gonna put Revenge of the Sith in S tier. I think that might be worth based on. I think it's definitely. Yeah, I think it deserves an S tier just for all the amazing, even though it has some flaws, it makes up for it in all the ways possible. And yeah, so but anyways, Rogue One Rogue One's is a very solid movie. I think it's one of the better modern movies for Star Wars. Really, the only better modern movie for Star Wars. It's just very solid. It's interesting. It's got a cool story, and it's done very well. And I think it's just very solid, and it sets up A New Hope very well. I don't know when Solo was supposed to be chronologically, if it's wherever it is here, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm putting a low C tier. It's such a forgettable film. Haven't watched. I only watched it once. I kind of forgot everything that happened. Besides, yeah, everything. It may not have been bad, but I just don't really remember anything. So it's a sort of a like not a very definitive C tier because like it's hard to decide when I haven't really made a large opinion on it. But I feel like if I were to remember it more, then I'd probably watch it again, and then it'd probably be better. So depends. We'll just go with that, and yeah. Next is going to be New Hope. When I find it, this is it. Return of Jedi. Bro, I don't know like half the things on here. Empire Strikes. Okay, they got some interesting things. So this is a New Hope then, just because I guess he didn't use the lightsaber that much. But yeah, that's obviously going to be S tier. I'm torn if I want to. I think I'm putting it behind Revenge of the Sith because it's not as Revenge of the Sith is just like so amazing. But A New Hope is what I love about it's simple. It's like doesn't have these crazy lightsaber battles. It's I don't know the dialogue personally I like it. I think the characters in it are very likable and fun to watch. And it's overall just a fun and satisfying story. And I think it does it well as a first, well, the first movie, and it's very well first time, obviously. Yeah, very solid. And next, Empire Strikes Back is going all the way S tier because it does everything that great about A New Hope, but makes it better and more interesting with a fairly solid lightsaber battle. It's hard to compare them to some of the prequel ones, but which is fair for because of the time. But it's still a very good one, and with all the well, when when it comes to choreography, that's what I mean, and like how it looks and woo woo. But obviously the emotion and all the drive for it, it's definitely amazing. And it's overall just a very solid movie. It's really cool. Everything about it is just amazing. Next we have Return of the Jedi. I think it's fair to put this one also in S tier, but it used to be my favorite because I like Ewoks and I thought it was cool because he had a green lightsaber. Green looks cool, and I say that when blue's my favorite color, but whatever. And it's just and I thought it was cool, but I noticed that I didn't really enjoy it as much as the other two the original trilogy, and I still really like it. The ending scene is easily one of the best, or the main climax ending thing. It's just amazing, but I personally I don't think I like the pacing of it. That's why it's less. It's still an amazing film, and I think it's great. Both, yeah. So it's definitely up there. And yeah, overall, just really, it's the best way they could have ended it. There may be some flaws here and there, but I think that's really what brings it away from being that any higher. So that's where I'm gonna put it. Next, we have for The Force Awakens. If I can find it, I don't know if I want to find it. Okay, this looks like it. Force Awakens is pretty solid. I think I might put it over here. I might feel like it's honestly not a bad movie. You know what? I don't know. I'll put it here. I'm not trying to anger anyone, but I guess I don't really find it that entertaining. It doesn't have as much flaws like that. I think it kind of puts together a solid movie that isn't particularly like bad, but it's just not as interesting, and you don't really get connected to the characters that much. It's a lot of great parts and good parts, but it's just I don't think it really hits, and I just enjoy these ones more, even if they are technically probably not as good. Okay, next would be The Last Jedi, and I think this one is actually going in D tier because I I just dislike this one the most, because like again the characters are a little bit less likable in this one because they're supposed to be like you're supposed to like them more, but then they don't build, or at least not in the way you want them. And then there's Luke. Luke is not he's not Luke, I guess you could say. It has a lot of great moments, but it just I don't know, it just doesn't. It's definitely one of the more ones with flaws that is doesn't have as much that have upsides that don't really go with the flaws, I guess, or don't really balance it out enough. Next is the Rise of Skywalker, which I'm gonna be honest, I'm pointing at NFC tier. I don't think I think it's worth better than the Last Jedi because I think it has certain upsides that good or bad make me enjoy. Well, that's what an upside is. It's good, but like moments that I would enjoy even if they may not be good. I just think it's a lot more entertaining besides having some pretty awful flaws that like not arguably because everyone would agree kind of undermine the whole best part, the whole story of Star Wars just to have it in just for fan service. And it's just kind of a mess, but it's pretty entertaining mess if I'm being honest. I think the whole spooky stuff with Exegol and Palpatine is cool. Is it stupid? Yes. Is it goofy? Probably. But I don't know. I just like spooky things sometimes. Also, like the whole thing with the guy and the little blade and they're underground and they get into quicksand or whatever. I know that's pretty cool. The whole Knights of Ren's, even though the Knights of Ren, even though they don't really do anything and they're kind of unmenacing when you see them kind of just get beat up, they still look cool, and that's still a plus. And there's not really, there's definitely some cool parts, which I think are worth mentioning. But oh, and there's some cool places they go to, but overall, it's just kind of, yeah, it's just not anything special. And that looks like to be all. I've started watching Clone Wars. I haven't gone that far, but I would probably put them so far in an A tier at this point. I think they're very solid, and they definitely serve a different purpose than the others. But yeah, that's my tier list. Don't hate me in the comments, or I'll hate you back. I won't actually do that, guys. I promise. I'm not like that. But anyways, remember to subscribe to FineDiner. Durner, my favorite YouTuber. And serving out.